Can I tell you what happened? Because someone sent me an email. This is the thing. I'm gonna put this out there right now. The email is for positive feedback, positive reinforcement. We're not really looking to get. Someone emailed me and said, Bonnie, I'd love to see you with your nails. I don't want to, the fantasy and the mystery is, in how I do myself up. Here's the thing. My girl, you've met her because I've taken you with me. She's so cute. My girl, Kiko, did my nails for about 11 years. She, everybody's getting divorced. She went through divorce, and I was sitting there one day and she was like, Miss Bonnie, do you know Tom? Tom with the farm. I said, oh God, for God's sake. Tom is this man in our town. He's about 68 years old. He inherited quite a lot of money. Anyway, he invited Kiko to the farm on a Sunday. She said, well, I got nothing going on. I'm gonna go hang out. I said, danger, Will Robinson, danger. Don't go up to the farm. Well, she went to the farm. He, let her go on a four-wheeler. Often what happens to people that don't really do farm stuff, she got overly confident. So she's like, I'm doing donuts, I'm popping wheelies, and I think there was some alcohol involved, maybe a little pot, maybe they were a little high. Maybe she was a little high. She broke her arm. So for those of you asking why my nails aren't done, you can ask KK. Because I had compassion. I had a compassionate heart, but I said, don't go up to, Tom's Creek. And she did. Broke her arm, not gonna be able to do nails for about I'd say like 6 months. It's like it was a horrible, horrible break. So I'm thinking,
you don't think we could find someone else to do your nails?
No, because I have a very sensitive system, and I get infections. And her place is so clean, so nice. Shout out, Smile Nail, in there 11 years. So
okay,
I gotta just wait. I gotta have my little farmer ham hands, grabby taffy. And I tried. This is a funny story. I tried to send her these cupcakes, but I accidentally sent them to the house and not the hospital. I tried to get them rerouted. Tried to buy her new, send new ones. She was like, "Oh, I love those. I'd love to have them," but so I'll figure it out tomorrow.
You're gonna look like me.
That's right. Well,
little nubs.
Luckily, you're lucky because you have leaner hands. I have a little bit smaller of a hand, more petite maybe. But you usually have that goth nail polish on. And I actually like it when you do that. I think it's fun. It suits you.
Yeah, I got nude on right now.
Let me see. Hold it close to the light.
Chipped.
Hold it close to the light. Oh, I love that. I love that. You look like Eloise at the plaza.
Thank you.
Looks more like something Alexis would wear. Did she paint your nails for you? Was she like?
She likes red. No, I do it myself.
Yeah, she likes red. She's like a Marilyn Monroe. She kind of looks like Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
That would make you Arthur Miller. All right. So let's get into this episode because we had quite an adventure, I'd say. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't you say?
I would. I
mean, it was a fun day until it wasn't. Basically, we went Black Friday shopping. It's our favorite thing to do. And right now, Jacob is so into snowboarding. I mean, he is like, Sean Watt, ripping him up. And he was like, Mom, I want to go to Dick's Sporting Goods. They're having a major Black Friday sale. I said, fun, that'll be a blast. We get to Dick's. I don't know, what time do we even get there?
Early,
like 6:45 a.m. And we're like, let us out, Lauren, because Lauren's driving the Tahoe, said, let us out, because we took the Tahoe because we were going to suit this kid up. And we're like, drop us off, Then she doesn't come back for like 40 minutes. So Jake and I are wandering around. We're thinking, did she get kidnapped? She get hit over the head? It was weird. And then I thought,
there's no parking anywhere. It was Black Friday. Are you kidding me?
There was a spot right at the front. So, and I said, grab it.
Handicap spot.
Grab that spot. Well, we could have used it later on. Let's just say that after the day, could have used it. Eco honestly probably has a handicap thing right now. I should have called her up and said, hey, can I come grab that for Black Friday? Because she's probably not doing a lot of Black Friday shopping. Lauren, I'm sitting there, I'm going, is that girl at Speedway getting cigarettes, smoking cigarettes, eating Sour Patch Kids, putting dip in, acting like, oh, I'm taking a break. I'm taking an hour off. You're on the clock. Need to be there. Should have found a way to get there sooner. So we get into the store, we're roaming around. And then we had an incident because when Lauren finally walked in, waltzed in from her smoke break, somebody said to her, they said, oh, you looking for softball equipment? It's over on the other side of the store. And I said, how? I walked up to the person. I put my hand on their shoulder. I said, how dare you? How dare you say that to her? Being lesbian is not a crime. And just because you're lesbian doesn't mean you like softball. That's called a hate crime. I said, buckle up, because I'm calling, and I'm getting my phone out. Jacob has his phone out. We're looking for the non-emergency hotline. So I'm like, your ass is grass. I'm calling Jerry, Trisha, our lawyer, Trisha's husband. I was like, Jerry, get down here. Call the ACSS or AC. What is it? ACWU. We got a case. We were not happy. As we've said in the last episode, Barnes family. We're big proponents of the LGBTI, and I was livid that happened.
I mean, I was begging Bonnie to stop because I know she was trying to help, but I was wearing an old T-shirt.
Doesn't matter.
High school said softball on it.
Doesn't matter.
I don't think he was.
Racial profiling, homophobic crimes. We were livid, and it was crazy because Lauren's like, shut it down, because Lauren's a subservient. She's very like, oh, I don't want conflict. I don't want trouble. I said, this is what I'm trying to teach you. Stand up for yourself, girl. Speak up. Say something. Say, you know what? Yeah, I'm a lesbian, but I'm not an umpire. I don't got the knee pads on. You should have showed him your nude nails. Hey, you think these nails are doing something? Throwing pitches? No.
I appreciate it, Bonnie, but when I ask you to stop, I think it would be great if you would listen and not, take it to the next level.
And then I thought it was so sweet because Jacob, he's grown into such a sweet young man. He's just makes me want to cry. He's such a sweet boy. And he said, Lauren, we loved having you and Alexis at Thanksgiving. You made it so fun. I felt like, I had a bigger family, and he just was like, I support you, we support you. And he was like, I thought he was about to pancake that guy who said that to you. I mean, he was just so, and he was like, ever since that night, I think about you and Alexis all the time. And, he said he couldn't stop thinking about you, because he has a lot of affection for you girls. So he wants you to be safe. So.
That makes me uncomfortable.
What makes you uncomfortable? That you have support from your work family?
Never mind.
Okay. Well, he's a young guy, and he's learning about different types of people, diversity, and he took an interest in Alexis. And I think he was excited to be exposed to something new, and so he stood up for you.
Mm-hmm.
Can't stop thinking back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So anyway, we finally get it. Lauren's like, please stop. And I'm just like, we'll unhand you. I said, but I hope that put the fear of God in you, not to ever say something about someone being a D word or, slur or whatever it is, because it's not cool, not cool, behind closed doors. It's a free country. You do what you want. But right there in a public Dick's Sporting Goods, previously Galleons, no. Do you have anything else you want to say about that? Or
no, I just want you to trust me when I tell you that you don't need to always stand up for me.
What if that guy hit you on the head or something? Then would you want me to just say, oh, I'm gonna go try on some Puma tennis skirts and she'll wake up, she'll gain consciousness eventually?
No, I think that's a different situation entirely.
Okay. Well, the fun thing that we did was, did you see my shirt? Can you see it?
That's what it says. Yo.
Yoga. Deb gave that to me because the reason we're at Dick's, our family friend Deb, she's going through divorce, going through a big transition, quit her job and got a job at Dick's, which I think's fun. It's just a seasonal holiday work there, but she's running the rock climbing wall. So she said, come in, bring Jacob, bring Caleb. And Caleb and John were with us, but Caleb went to, he told John he wanted to go to finish line because he wanted new running shoes. But I guess they ended up at Joanne's. And by the end of the day, John said, I was at goddamn Joanne's Michael's Craft for fucking 5 hours. I'm up there my head up. They ended up there. We ended up at Dick's. And so Caleb and John missed out on the rock wall. But Deb hooked it up, didn't she? Deb hooked it up. She let us cut the line. I'd say there was 200 people waiting to do the rock wall. She said, get over here, girls. Get over here, Lauren. Get over here, Bonnie. Sent Jacob up. Jacob was like, he was like Tom Brady climbing the wall, did it like 100 times. And then she was, again, I'm trying to teach Lauren to stand up for herself. And I'm trying to teach her to be fearless, like embrace life, run through the hot coals. And so but she wouldn't do it. And Deb was trying to be a cheerleader. And
I'm afraid of heights. And Bonnie told Deb to hook me up to the harness, and I was going to race Jacob. And
she loves the racing. She'll book kids. She'll put siblings. She'll be like, go, 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 So she wanted Lauren to race Jacob. Well, of course, Lauren always has to. Lauren has.
I didn't want to.
ODD, oppositional defiant disorder.
I don't need a reason. I just didn't want to.
Okay.
So I was telling her, please stop. And she was grabbing me and wouldn't let me go. And I kind of had this moment where I realized, oh my God, she's not going to let me go unless Bonnie says that she can.
So then Lauren's Bonnie, Lauren's acting like she's in the middle of the ocean. Lauren, I saw the most insane TikTok of a man who fell off a Royal Caribbean cruise ship and was treading water for 30 hours. And a fisherman boat got, and he's like, freaking out. They're giving him a little water, and his
feet were all wrinkly. Mm-hmm.
What is it?
His feet were all wrinkly.
Yeah. Oh, he had prunes big time, and that's literally how Lauren was acting. She's like,
"Are you saying that was me?"
What?
Are you saying that was me?
Yeah, that's how you were acting. You were acting like that you were in the middle of the Pacific Ocean freezing to death. I mean, she was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And Deb was like, finish your fears, grabbing her.
You had this look on your face that you liked that you had that power over me for that.
Oh, give me a break.
It was kind of scary. And then the second Bonnie.
Everyone should know 4-year-olds.
Told Deb to let me go.
4-year-olds are doing this. So finally, I'm like, she's making a scene. Like, I'm thinking, oh, Jesus. My psycho neighbor Dick was in there buying himself a new helmet. Such a pussy loser. I'm like, you need a helmet riding around the neighborhood. It wouldn't be the worst thing if you smashed your skull in. And Lauren's like, she's like, let me down. And Deb's just trying to get her to toughen up. And Deb's confided in me. She's like, I think Lauren's a little soft. And I'm like, you think? But then I said, just Deborah, I'm screaming, let her go. Because there's other people in there and she's crying, you cried.
I did.
Yeah. Which was shocking.
I felt kind of abused, honestly.
All right. So anyway, we let Lauren, Lauren came off, we let her go. Jacob kept doing it for a while. And then people were getting pissed. They're like, one time, one turn, he can only go one time. And I was like, there's 3 other things, other kids can get on these other 3. He's enjoying this. We're here with a friend. Get over it. Like I said, we saw my neighbor Dick. I'm just like, whenever I see him, he has this beard. He has this crazy gray beard. And whenever I see him, I just think like, what food or like what's in that beard? Like all I can think is like, how nasty that is. So then I'm in the dressing room trying on clothes. Trying on cute little tennis stuff. Deb's bringing me stuff. Put this skirt, try this skirt on, try this. So I'm trying stuff on. And when I come out, what had happened was Jacob an associate was helping him try the bindings of the snowboard. And he watched a YouTube video where you're supposed to kind of test the board, like do a little kick flip or do something. Well, he had never been on a board before. This is kind of a new thing. And they put him in the bindings incorrectly, and he fell and twisted his ankle. And there happened to be a woman standing there, and he kind of grabbed onto her, and she fell to the ground and got a major concussion. They had to call an ambulance. I came out of the dressing room, and there was an ambulance there, woman on the ground, getting hooked on the stretcher, and Jacob's like, "Mama, my ankle," and of course I run to him like,
okay, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. Jacob, I was just looking at some clothes, and that I hear
what clothes
in the background.
I picture you looking at like
not important.
neon yellow polo.
I hear Jacob go, "Watch this, Lauren." And I look, and he is at the top of the escalators, strapped into his snowboard, and he rides it down, crashing into that woman, severely injuring her.
Oh, give me a break.
Bonnie's nowhere to be found. I call 911.
Oh, God.
And here comes Bonnie.
All right. Well, nobody saw that but you. I'm not saying you're lying. I'm not accusing you of maybe you smoked some pot, when you were at Speedway earlier, and you're seeing them. I'm not saying you're lying. I'm saying only you saw that. No associate saw that. They didn't file any kind of police report. So let's just, I'd say, let it go. Let's let sleep dogs lie. Because, like I said, the woman who he grabbed onto and he fell didn't remember anything. She had a concussion. And so, I think it's best that
took her out.
Oh,
looked really painful.
All right. Well, let's say, what's the difference between that and being on a snow trail and saying on your left, what's the difference? That can happen at Sun Valley, wherever you are. And so if in fact what you're saying is true, that's kind of common occurrence, So let's just let it go, because nobody's, let's just let it go. Anyway, I told you Dick, he comes over and he's like, "Oh, maybe you should have been wearing a helmet. Maybe he should be wearing one of these helmets. Which one do you want, Bonnie? Left or right?" I said, "Well, what I want you to do is drink a bottle of bleach. That's what I want you to do, honestly."
Bonnie coconut. Too far.
Right. I don't want you to drink a bottle of bleach, but I do want you to move out of the neighborhood, and I'm going to do everything I can to get you to go. So yeah, it was an interesting Black Friday. I do love Black Friday. I love being with the people. I love the holiday cheer. I love how respectful people are and how fun and kind they are. And so, we had an interesting day, didn't we?
Yeah, you made me go to 911. I felt bad for the lady, so I went, to the hospital.
To the ER. Well, no, what happened was, oh, jeez. I swear to God, my schedule's so packed. I come out, Jacob, obviously, he needs a once over. We probably need an advocate from the family to go make sure the lady's okay, And so I'm like, and I'm thinking, oh gosh, somebody's got to go to ER, but Trisha's outside in the porch waiting for me, because we had a private shopping thing we had to get to at Saks. And so I said, you're still on the clock. If you could just buzz over, make sure they're both okay, and I'll meet you back at the house around 9. And she was like, sure, I've asked Lauren to, when I ask her something, instead of saying, this is a message for everybody. It's the holiday season. If someone asks you something like, would you please go with this stranger to urgent care? The best response is not, sure, yeah, okay. It's my pleasure. That'd be my pleasure. It's nicer. It sounds respectful. I do it to people all the time. If someone says, hey, can I buy you a glass of champagne? I say, that would be my pleasure. It's just, we need to get back to decorum. In this holiday season, nobody has anything to believe in. Nobody has anything to live for. How about we live for each other and being kind and courteous to each other? That would be my pleasure.
I'll work on it.
That's so good to hear. I wanted to ask you, I texted Alexis a couple times now. I sent her a couple things. I sent her a YouTube link I thought she'd like. I sent her a link to my cart, my Neiman Marcus cart, because I wanted her opinion on some stuff. I haven't heard back, so I'm thinking I had the wrong number. So it's her number 222-848-7751.
It's my number.
Okay, so obviously I wired got crossed to my phone.
Yeah, I think it was just an accident.
All right.
I thought you were just, sending me stuff that to look at later.
No worries. So I'll once we hang up, I'll get her number from you, and I'm gonna give her a call and say, you never believe what happened. I was texting Laura, I meant to be texting you. Yeah, we'll get it to you. Get you the right one. Right. Great. Well, Thanksgiving's over, thank God. The filler holiday. It's like, can we get this done so we can get to the actual fun holiday, Christmas? Get the stuff in.
Thanksgiving.
Get the gifts wrapped, get the tree up. Nobody likes Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's like, let's eat this dry ass turkey and at 3:00 in the afternoon and I'll fall asleep and wake up and it's Christmas time. Everybody's like, get it over so we can get to Christmas time. Do you have any positive Thanksgiving memories from your childhood? I love Thanksgiving. All right. Well, it's not my favorite holiday. Christmas is my favorite holiday, but probably because Thanksgiving we spent with my mama's side of the family, and that's a whole bag of worms. Maybe we'll get into that next time, but they would basically, do you want to know what they did? What? It was all girl cousins and grandchildren, and so God knows why they would do this, but they basically kill the turkey in front of us, in front of all the young girls, which I thought was so weird. And then they would do this weird sort of testimony about it. And by the time I was 4, I was desensitized to the whole thing. I was just kind of like, brain snack, So, oh my goodness, I don't have the best memories because looking back on it, I'm like, that's not good. Well, that makes sense why you wouldn't like Thanksgiving. Yeah, I wouldn't want Trisha's daughter. I wouldn't say, hey, John, go grab a turkey and slit his throat in front of Blake, except honestly, she acts like that's what's happened to her. And quite frankly, like she's doing the slitting of the throat. I believe that. Trisha's daughter, Blake, is violent towards animals, which is the number one sign of a serial killer, of a mass killer. So we're watching that like a hawk, to say the least. Yeah. I might have you run over there, honestly, because I don't think anybody's home. And I'm thinking we need to, because she leaves Trisha by herself, or she leaves Blake by herself. You know this, which is inappropriate. How old's Blake? Like 9, 10? Yeah, she's like, I'll be right back. I'm going to UDF. Do I have to? I think you should I think we just get eyes on her when she's by herself. So maybe you don't have to go in the house, but maybe if you just tiptoe, into the backyard and see, and if she's doing something nefarious, say, hey, it's Lauren, Bonnie's worker. Knock it off. Okay. All right. So we're going to have you do that. We'll let everybody know if you found anything, saw anything. If you see something, say something. And we will talk to you next week. If you would like to write us a question, or if you'd like to chat with us a little bit more, you can email us at thebonniebarneshow@gmail.com. You can also leave us a 5-star review. This podcast is available everywhere you get your podcasts. That's why we work with a production company. Apple, Spotify, iTunes, wherever. You can also watch it on YouTube. How fun is that? Yeah, we're excited. We're full steam ahead, baby. Yeah. That's disrespectful, I think.
Sorry.
Mom can be rude and act like, I'm going to go clock out and make fun of my boss who pays for my life. Maybe I'll save you one of these cupcakes that I got for Kiko, but no, down the drain. I love you. Okay. You kind of do sometimes like a goofy laugh, like, character Goofy from Mickey Mouse. All right, I'm gonna go. You're like a cross between Eeyore and Goofy. Let me know if you need anything. Talk to you later. Bye.